And we had ship mics. And then we just hit up Road to sponsor us. So they just sent out. No, they sent out mics, those first ones, but we didn't know how to work it all. Like we didn't have a. So we were just plugging into our computer. We had, because we didn't have one of these. We had four different laptops.
Yeah.
All single mic.
That's torture, eh?
Right.
Bro, tell them to send you one of these. These are mad.
I will just steal one of these.
That's what the boys were asking for. Are those dolls real? And like, one's real, one's fake. And he goes, oh shit. Okay, but you got to pick the right one, eh?
Just take both.
What about these? Are linking it up. That was mad. Yeah. You go, I'm to manage your fee.
He thought he was manager, eh?
Yeah, you manage your diet. Fuck, that made me laugh. Are we sweet?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Ice Project. First of all, this podcast is brought to you by YKTR. Latest collections out now. Hot summer. Jump online, cop yourself something doozy. www.yktr.com.au. Looking forward to this one. Two podcasters in the building. Two UFC guys, entrepreneurs. For now, roll the intro. Welcome to the Ice Project. You like that, eh? You know Molly K? Hey boys,
we might have to step it up a bit. Intro music, fast talking, website, all ASAP.
Hey boys, welcome to the show. First of all, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate it. For the 20 people that don't know who you are, please introduce yourself.
Don't undersell yourself. You know you got them mad followers.
20,000.
20K. Now, I'm Tyson Pedro, light heavyweight in the UFC. Half of the Halfcast podcast, the better looking half, and Drink West partners.
Ty, BAMBAM, UFC fighter, podcaster now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And businessman.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right, boys. Just going to touch on a little bit of UFC. Obviously, you guys are UFC guys. People want to know a little bit of adversity with you guys at the moment. Coming off a couple losses for you, Bam Bam. What's the next step for you? How do you get over that?
Yeah, on a bit of a bad trot, but just to get over that, I probably can't get over that after that. But yeah, we play a sport that only one wins and one loses, so that's just how it goes. I'm planning on heading over to America next week. Try and suss out a few things, maybe suss out a couple little camps, this and that, yeah.
Do you know what I like about you? After a loss, you just front it straight away. You jump on the camera, you're at the airport, you're sort of mixing your drink with your finger and you go, fuck, I just lost. I love that sort of raw emotion of it.
Yeah, it's just like losing a footy game. Like, you don't want to lose. You
don't got teammates to blame it on either, do you? It's all on you, bro.
That's the
difference.
That's the other thing. That's why it's not a team sport. But saying that as well, when you lose, you know, you don't just lose as much as it sounds like, you're out there by yourself or whatnot. You train. You have your coaches. You have your training partners. You have your team. You do have that kind of team thing, but it's more like. When you lose, you know, you lose for the team.
So it feels
no one else sees the loss for the rest of the team.
So you lose as well as, you don't have a team, it's all by yourself, but then when you do lose, you also lose for your team that you have.
So it sort of feels the same as a football game type of vibe?
But it's by yourself, yeah.
But I love the raw emotion of it. I'm not big into the UFC, but obviously follow you boys and all the New Zealand and Australian guys coming through. And after that sort of Melbourne one, had you in the background and there was a camera from back here and you was going, fuck. And like, as a sports fan and as like I love storytelling and all that sort of stuff, it's great to see that side of it as well. And obviously, I can't imagine what it's like to go through.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's once you understand the winning side of things, like once you lose, it's like a different kind of thing. But I think it's like you were saying, it's up to the person. Whereas for me, I feel like, fuck, I lost. Like, so what? Like I gotta better myself to win. Obviously, like that, you know, I can't lose again like that. But at the end of the day, if I just sit down and I beat myself up, I think, fuck. You know, I think I've come across bigger things in life that I would regard as a loss more than actually losing a fight. But the emotion is there because it's reality. Like, I just got beat in front of 55,000 people,
and
my hometown, and the rest of the world's fucking watching. Like there's emotion there, you know what I mean? But to sit there and hang my head, I think I'm not all for
wasted
that.
energy.
You know what? I think like. what are we gonna do? We're gonna keep crying about something.
Yeah.
Like, I think that maybe next time I train, I'm gonna work on stuff more. You always know that. Just like anything you do in business or something or whatever, you do something that might fuck up, and you're like, fuck, I'm not gonna do that again. I think I approach it kind of like that. Kind of
Great mentality to have.
Yeah.
For you, coming back from an injury, how's all that sort of happened?
I'm the same, man. It's like win or learn. You can't sit there and like think about it, otherwise you'll just twist up for too long. It's been a bit harder, I guess, with the injury. Like this whole year off. The whole year off is yeah. He knows the same. Anyone playing football, anyone that's been through a big injury, you know how it is. The first bit was a bit you have that first like big rut. You go from training 3 times a day and in the arena, and then straight away there's just a big drop off. So that's when the too much drinking, too much all the sad emotions, everything, the lows. So you just most of the time you don't even realize you're in a rut until you get out of the rut. So once I came out of that, I was I've been training pretty hard throughout. Like I've been pumping the rehab and prehab, and honestly, my right leg's stronger now than probably my left leg. But that's thanks to conditioning coaches. But yeah, same thing, bro. Losing like sucks. Even when I snapped my knee in the fight, it was I just kept falling over, and you just keep trying to get up, trying to fight, and it was probably like the 3rd round where I was just like I gave out.
You struck me as a bit of a deep dude. Like, I love reading your captions. You put a lot of thought into your captions, and you talk about mindfulness and all this sort of stuff like that. Like, where's all that sort of come from?
I've been doing things.
Intelligence.
Yeah, you struck me as a very smart dude. You guys are great balance.
Intellect.
And I've been doing martial arts since I was a kid.
Your dad's a bit of an OG in Australia, huh?
Yeah, one of the original cage fighting shows in Australia, and even back then when we were kids, he wouldn't call it mindfulness or meditation. He still doesn't think he meditates, but the stuff that he was doing, like he would get us into, when we come in to train, he would like, all right, everyone close your eyes, think about one thing that you could take in the room that you could kill someone with, or like slow your breathing, like which is mindfulness when you're thinking about
all the kids.
All the kids that, well, there's only one knife in here. There's only one knife. Yeah, 2 kids are crying. The rest of the parents on the sideline are watching. They're like, didn't know this was what the class was. Now think of 2 shanks that you could make out of that.
Yeah, so is that what he was saying from an early age? Huh?
Man, Dad was very hard on like very, very hard on the martial arts aspect. I think he got away with a lot more because he was able to call it martial arts.
Yeah. So it was child abuse. Child abuse in the house.
I was teaching him karate.
Resilience.
Toughen you up, though. Oh, so boys, how do you get into fighting? Obviously, just from an outsider looking in, someone who can't throw a punch, how do you get into that?
Train, bro.
What was the start of it? Obviously, your dad's.
Even outsider, pick one art, and like, how I always tell, like, especially kids always ask me, pick one art and go for it 100%.
Which one would you pick first if you had a kid now?
I'd put him straight into jiu-jitsu. So mainly because, I love striking, but mainly jiu-jitsu for the discipline side of it, for like kids coming up where they're learning about seniors, they're learning about ranking, they're learning about how to treat with respect, and still,
mad, yeah. So I didn't even think about that sort of side of it either.
Yeah, that's why I probably wouldn't have been good at it.
Well, he's still a white belt, so.
So how'd you get into fighting? Obviously, you grew up in a rough area. It's just one of them things, or what?
Yeah, I was I was just fighting a lot, and then 2 of my mates got hit with big sentences to jail, and it was just on a TV ad. We're all just sitting in the garage, and a few of the boys go, "Oh, Ty, I reckon you go all right at this." And then I said, "Yeah, fuck, I reckon I'll go all right too." And it was just funny because it would have been 2 days later. My dad said, "Oh, come, jump in the car. We'll go down the road to EFG." So my dad used to train with like Lawrence Tuivasa and all like just all the old boys, Tama and his dad and all that. They're all the old school boys. And he said, "Come down. There's a training session on, and it was Peter Graham and Soul the Hulk, and they were doing like a big training session, like the cameras and all that. There, this was obviously how old was I? 16 or something. I was only young, and I didn't know who none of them were at the time, obviously, but." Peter Graham was at that time, like he was like fucking 4-time world champion. Sol was like on his way into the UFC and whatnot. And then, I went down and watched them train, and 2 days later I went to the gym, and then 3 months after I had a fight.
How'd you go? Obviously win?
Yeah, I won, and then I had about 8 fights and just knocked everyone out like real quick. But I wasn't really training myself. I was still young and dumb and doing whatever. I was still playing footy.
Yeah. I was just about to touch on that just after this as well. So do you want to touch on that, transition from footy over there?
Yeah, so I was still playing footy, and then so I had my first fight at 17, and then I didn't quit 20s till 19. I had another year of 20s. I was with the first grade, and then...
Who were some of the players you were playing with around there? Were you with Naps and all that? More them boys?
Team,
yeah.
So my team was...
That's a loose crew too, isn't it?
I think we were. Me, Nap, Kane Evans.
Yeah.
Clary Moore.
Right.
My team, my actual team for that one was probably, I think, one of the most successful 20 sides. So Boy Cordner, Tau Moga, Roger Tuivasa Sheck, Chase Blair, Jack Littlejohn, Riley Jacks. I think he plays first grade too now, doesn't he? Riley Jacks?
Yeah, I think he's just gone back to Melbourne for... Oh, did he? Yeah, he's played a little bit, for Melbourne and that,
so like a lot of...
Manly and that, those boys. Blurry's over in the Super League still.
Yeah, we had like... heaps of players carry on and play first grade. But it just didn't suit me, footy. Footy didn't suit me. I didn't kind of sit with the guidelines. I didn't kind of stick to the guidelines kind of thing as well. There's a lot of rules I think that a lot of people don't see. I think I just could see myself not going into that.
By all accounts, you're on track to be an NRL player?
Yeah, I think I could have played in NRL. But I think also my attitude at the time and I started moving away from home. I started gambling. There's all shit that goes into it. But I think a lot of people put that down to like blaming it on like footy or whatnot. But at the end of the day, we know we're grown men. Like we fucking...
You know what you're doing?
We know what we're doing, you know what I mean? Like me sitting at the poker machine 20 minutes before training, probably not going to have the best attitude when you're at training.
Unless you won.
Yeah.
Hit the feature.
When I win, let's do extra.
Just to roll off the back of that, read an article about you back in the day. Lost 20K in a night, and that was sort of the moment for you. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, it was just like
what were you playing for? One, what was it? Big Red.
On the tables, just everything.
Oh, everything.
Just at it. Yeah. Just that should be a Napa who come. Anyway, yeah, it was just. I think because I was living out here, I was away from my boys. A lot of people that know me, like me and my friends, we kind of grew up together. You know, I mean, probably spend more time with my friends than I have, a lot of my own family. So that's a big thing for me. And I think just that time it was just more. When it comes to footy, we all live together, and then it becomes a job. As people who know, like who play footy. Where I play footy growing up in the West is I played with my best friends. Like, fuck, we wanted to kill people after footy. Like, even it wasn't like that, It's like that was your team, when you're young. And then I just thought, I played with them all the way till we got into professional. And I think it was just like it become more of a job. Like, you don't have to talk to anyone. Like, they're not your friends. Like, that's not, you know what I mean?
After training, everyone just goes.
Yeah, it's like that's not your friend. Like, you don't have to talk to them. They don't know you that long. And the whole like talking to boys for ages. Like, I'd play in the same team with boys, and then they would change teams, and then you just wouldn't talk to them again. I think that for me was a bit like.
Once you start getting paid for it, that's when it changes, man. It's like, I'm still closest with my mates from when we grew up together out west than I'll ever be with probably some of the boys that I played professionally.
Yeah, and that for me, I think, that for me was, I don't like that. Like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste no one's time. Like, if that's how it is, no one talk to me at training. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it kind of feels like. Or for me personally, anyway. Well, that's how I kind of feel like. If I played with a guy for like a whole 2 years and we spent like every day together, fuck, I want to, like, if we become friends, like, fuck, why can't we talk when you go to anher team? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You found that sort of weird.
I think it's, fuck, that's very weird. Like, where I'm from, you don't talk to no new friends anyway. Why are we wasting all this time, like,
pretending to be something?
We're going to pretend to be friends, and then, like, we change teams, and then, like, because you play for that team, like, we can't talk no more. Like,
Yeah, even if you're on the other side of the bridge, bro, that's how it is in West, man. Like, if you're on the other side of the bridge, you don't get along most of the time, man.
Yeah.
And so there's a bond. Like, is it like that for you and Tokes as well?
Oh, a little bit. We're small, bro. We're not attached to a big city, so it's not like the sort of us versus them, you know what I mean? We're almost like a small country town, and there's sort of no one around us, but sort of similar, kind of rough, but yeah, probably not to the extent that you guys are at.
I don't think I think it's just more, that's more personally myself. Like, but I'm like that. Like, I don't want to waste. Why are we wasting time? Like, if you're just eventually not going to talk to me again, I would rather not talk to you from the get-go. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He's also the biggest social butterfly of our here.
I'm social as, so if I want to talk, like, fuck, why can't we, like, stay?
You don't want to bend her or what? Don't want to bend her or
something.
You kind of made West cool in a way, eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to get to that very, very soon about the West and that. But just a sort of interview with Darren Till said he talked about the...
Let him get to
There's an interview with Darren Till sort of talked about the emotions of UFC, and sort of he sort of talked about that after his loss. He was sort of scared to go back into the ring after that. Are these type of emotions that you guys feel? Because no one can really understand something unless you've gone through it.
I reckon I've been fighting for so long now that it's like not as big a deal with like even walking out, and like you'll see. I haven't noticed anyone as calm. Oh well, there is a few, but when we're out the back, we're noticeably different to like a lot of other people. I think we're like, because it's just a fight. Like, that's how we see it a lot different. Like, there's people out there throwing up. Like, there's
some weird shit that happens backstage.
There's some stuff happening backstage, like people going through their routines, and we're out there like dancing to Shania Twain and like seeing. But I know I look a lot into the mental side as well, and I know 100% subconsciously, like, you knowing after you've had two losses or 3 losses, they can cut you at any time. That all comes into it, and you can see in some people's like mental side that, like, without them even thinking it, then rather than trying to win, you're trying to not lose. And that changes up the fight a lot. So I can understand where he's coming from. And it is like, bro, it's daunting when you know you can get cut at any time. But at the end of the day, we're just going into that fight.
So someone that dives into the mental side of it, coming off a big injury like that, how do you deal with that right now?
But I've been doing quite a lot of stuff this year. Like, I did a lot of reflective work and stuff this year. So we'll see how. I'm about to go into camp now. That's going to be the longest camp I've ever done. It's the fittest I've come into camp, and the longest camp I'm going to do. I head over to NZ on Sunday, so we'll see how it all goes. But I'm itching to get back in there, man. Been a long time getting punched in the face.
Do you want to be? Any boys want to be?
Fuck, is it me, or do these things make you like?
What do you mean?
I don't know what that means.
What is that? That's a weird adjective.
The indigestion.
Gassy, bro. Gassy. Says all that sugar, bro.
Gassy.
Insuggestion.
All right, boys, I look at you, and the first time I've met you is obviously, and you guys look like a lot of fun, and obviously I've got to know you for like 10, 20 minutes now, and you're exactly the same guys that you are on Instagram when you are walking out to a fight. I've followed you guys for a long time, also outside, and you guys have obviously started a podcast. How did all that come about? And you used to have a vlog back in the day. Remember you doing bombs off the bridge, and you had all that video content saying you were going to eat a human one time?
Yeah, no, that's... That was just to kill, and that, you know how like they just did.
Those were mad. Those are mad. I used to love watching those.
The podcast and all that. That's twice, man. Like, I didn't. I'm actually into it now. Like, I like it.
Yeah, it's mad. You talk shit, man.
I like having a yarn in that, but like, to actually like think about it, I was just like, he come to me and he was like, "Oh, we should do this thing." I think what we were trying to do at the start wasn't actually like a podcast. I think it was more like we were just trying to bag us and bag other people kind of thing.
We were like, we'll watch fights and then like reaction videos, and we'll just bag it and then just talk shit, and then
but it ended up into this. But I like it. I think I'm learning more and more each time. Like, I'm not really never really been like a camera kind of talking. I'm not shy, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not shy.
You're definitely charismatic, you know what I mean?
I'm not shy.
Transfers well to camera.
But to sit in front of a camera and like actually talk, like have a convo, I think that's really new for me. But I feel like I'm getting better. From cutting out the F's and C's.
That's the hard part, isn't it?
Oh, but I don't give a fuck. If you don't want to hear it, shut your ears.
Yeah, 100. So obviously, you're more so the brains behind leading into this type of marketing and podcast, and
it's probably the brains in this whole relationship.
Wouldn't pick that up. So what made you?
Fuck this.
So what made you want to start a podcast?
Man, I just knew the way we bounced off each other, to be honest. Like we just had that thing where like we're just polar opposites of each other sort of thing. And I knew that we the first part was pretty much just to tease each other. We were literally going to watch each other's fights and just tease each other because that's pretty much what we did at
Lucky
home.
we didn't.
There would be a lot of teasing.
There'd be a lot of teasing going on last couple months.
So, but the biggest thing I think that changed, we interviewed like 2 people, and I think because we had such a relaxed, probably like laid back sort of thing, people started telling us stories that they wouldn't normally tell, or like more in-depth stories. And I was like, I think we got something here because people were like letting their guard down and being able to open up a bit more rather than just having the like really short answers or anything like that. And then they started
because I don't think we're like really interviewee type of thing.
Yeah, it's more.
Well, I write notes because I'm onto it.
Yeah.
So
But do you know what I feel like?
I prepare.
Don't accept that. Don't say yeah and then
I prepare.
reply to
I've already had my cheeky little jab just before that.
I prepared my booklet and stuff.
He still thinks it's school. I'll write out the notes and he's still trying to copy my answers.
Doing his like look at the.
Push over the paper so we can both
This
see.
guy still does the old. Nah,
Bring your own notes, bitch.
A, B, or C. Just tell me.
All right, so obviously off the back of that, one thing I really admire about you guys is you're actually trying to do something outside of UFC while you guys got the leverage. And I talk about this with football players all the time. I feel like they're fucking wasting their leverage because all they're doing is focusing on football. I feel like UFC is a lot harder than football, but you guys are still trying to do things outside of it. And we'll start with Muscle Bros. Like, how'd you get into that?
Muscle Bros is my brother, actually my best friend. He started it back in 2014, and so him and his brother they started the whole company, and then just from there they've always been a great supporter of me and my career. His family have helped me throughout my whole life, so they're pretty much my family, so that's my blood. So just to do that, I always said that hopefully one day I can do something and earn money and open one myself. And fortunate enough, I've gotten that chance, and now I have my own Muscle Bro store in Mount Druitt. And that was just just a family thing, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like that, one jumps in, I'll jump in. So I opened my one, and that was just to get that out of the way. And I have a little protein shop, and I've always been into like little projects and that here and there,
Just a bit of a hustler on the side, you know what I mean?
Trying to do something, and me and Tice have we think we're onto something big with this with this beer. Well, not that we think. I think it will be awesome because we're representing not just a group of people or an area of where we're from. I think we're the first to ever do it. There's never been a beer from actually like like a Victoria bitter or something like that. That represents exactly where it's from. So I think just like that, and fuck, what a better fucking industry to be in than to get pissed and have fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of tasting sessions.
And like from a marketing standpoint, obviously you guys got the world, like the eyes of the world on you, and you guys are doing shoeies, and it looks fun to be around, bro. And you guys look fun to be around. And was this just a natural progression, starting your own beer, or what?
Yeah, it was kind of more just like a dick around. Like, I think most of the things we've done, even in fighting, like even fighting for me, like it's just been a dick around. Like we've always just sat around and talk shit, and then it's just up to us or me, just to be like, oh fuck, may as well do it.
It's pretty, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. It's like what if, like, and like where it's like every time we do something, we're just like, well, what if we do this? Like, what if we like one? And the one thing I've really been liking is like showing people like what we can do, like especially from West. Like, why not start a beer? No one showed me how to start a company. No one showed me how to invest. No one showed me how to rent houses, save money. Like, we weren't getting taught that. And now that we're getting to do this, like, we're like, well, what if we start up a wine company? What if we start up a whiskey company? What if you what if we were property managers? Like, where does it stop? So why do we just have to put in the athletes? So that's one thing that's been really cool.
I think you've really nailed it with the location thing, because people like Byron Bay, they attach a beer to there. Bondi, we met a guy. Justin met a guy the other day who's got a Bondi lager.
Yeah, some of them, they were canning it.
Yeah,
we were canning it.
But there's nothing from out west, is there?
Well, that's the
plenty
thing.
of drinkers out there, but not.
And that's what I think. That's I think that's what the brand itself and the team we have. We got a good team of people that we think is going to get our business to the next level. I think we're all from the West. We're all born and raised in the West. All of them are our other partners. They've got successful businesses in the West. So everything that we're trying to do is something like it's
in the West for the West.
It means something for us. You know what I mean? So I think that if you have that passion, I think it can go further.
So just a passion for alcohol's led into a business.
Hey, every cunt wants to have a drink.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Should have a little East versus West All-Star game or something like that. West Bondi draft gets going, you got the Western Sydney one. Gets up.
I'll be fighting first 2 minutes.
That'd be cool.
Hey, they go, we're not playing. We're not playing. Fuck that, we're not playing.
I still live out west, I'll jump on the you boys. I'll quickly jump the fence.
Those ones they're short of playing.
Hey, they got 13 there, sweet. So you took, you guys obviously rep the West and all that, but I feel like anything cool that sort of manufactures always comes from subcultures and comes from diversity. And in Sydney right now, it's Western Sydney. You got you guys obviously coming out with fighting. Now you're starting beers. You got the 1-4 boys. Why is everything fucking cool coming from the West right now?
I don't know about cool, but like I was thinking,
you got eyes on your back. Look, everyone's looking at the West, bro.
Yeah, and well, one thing I was like, so we've also got the most UFC fighters from Penrith in Australia.
Ever
come out of it. So
really?
it's 4. So
and you got a great nursery for rugby league as well. You know what I mean? You just got this little hub of subculture of everyone that's trying to make it out.
I was like, it has to do with like everyone getting through adversity. Like everyone's going through hard times there. Like obviously there's places all around the world that have it worse or harder, but everyone's gone through some sort of rough adversity. And when you're dealing with adversity, you learn how to come over those battles. And I think that like you can put that into business, you can put that into everything in life. When you hit adversity or when you already know how to deal with it. You know how to like, okay, that's what happens. We can move on. Whereas a lot of people that haven't hit adversity before, when adversity does hit, they don't know how to deal with it, so they crumble. So I think that's one thing you brought up a little bit, like harder.
But tougher, yeah, 100%.
So I think that helps a lot as you get older. When you have the skills to deal with that adversity and move on, I think that makes a big difference.
And I feel like you're the 2 guys that are leading the way. Obviously, there's 1-4 there doing the thing in the music stuff, but even guys getting like the Crichton boys, getting everyone together to train together on a Sunday at 6 in the morning, bro. That shit's cool, bro.
That was good. That was really cool to do that.
I think it's like
you wouldn't get anyone turning up out east. Hey boys, we've got training at 6 in the morning. Fuck that, I'm not going. Out there.
I think it's recognition. Like when I was growing up, no one recognized that they were from where they were from.
They're trying to hide it, or
because it was
looked down on.
You got looked down on. You got more. You got that cold shoulder type of feel. Like you got that. Oh, you're from Mount Druitt. Oh, you're from out there.
Where's my wallet?
Oh, you're from out west. Oh, like you get asked stupid questions. I used to get like when I moved into Maroubra, and this is the time it's only changed. It's the past 5 years it's changed dramatically. No one fucking knew no one was from out west. You know what I mean? And no one represented it like it was like how it's represented now. You know what I mean? I think that's what the biggest difference is now we have kids who are proud to say, oh, I'm from Western Sydney. That's where I'm from. And I'm going to wear it, I'm going to wear it proud. So they're not worried about being ashamed of like, fuck, let's just make it out of here to make it out of here. You know what I mean? And now it's more of the, like, let's make it and let's rep where we're from. And that's what I think anyway. I think
and people want to be a part of something that people are proud to be a part of.
Yeah, and like the footy players now, like you're saying, like the Critter brothers, like they're doing that. Like people have done that for a long time in the area. Like a lot of the older boys have Simeon always used to go down to Tregear Hill and help all the boys, and like that's been happening forever. But it's more like now everyone's onto it now. Now everyone's proud to say.
And that would be for social media as well. So many people coming out of there, and people are going, man, they're doing something down there that I want to be a part of. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's seeing that. They're like, something's happening down there that I want to have fun.
But we can't fake that. We can't fake that. There's nothing. There's stuff that you just can't fake. And the love we have for you, like, Yeah, it's wherever. Everyone does it. Sometimes you're not going to get along with everyone. But when it's like, oh, we got a fundraiser. Oh, we're doing this for our community. Oh, we're doing this. Everyone rocks out. Everyone rocks up. You know what I mean?
I saw that even when you guys launched your store, bro. Everyone was there, bro. That was mad.
And that's
that mad photo out the front. Everyone's like squatting and shit. Like, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah, but that's what everyone else said. Why would you open in Mount Druitt? I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't I open in Mount Druitt? That's my home. Like that's where my peoples are. Why wouldn't I want to do something, there?
Also, don't forget to mention the fundraiser this Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give them a shout out. Go.
Oh, well, I'm throwing a fundraiser. Not me. Me and the FTA crew, we're throwing a fundraiser for the Samoan measles outbreak, just at my shop in Muscle Bros, Mount Druitt. Got a few raffles, got a few silent auctions, this and that.
We'll donate some stuff to you. So obviously, give cards and that.
Awesome, thank you very much. Yeah, just to raise money, man. We're up to 62 deaths now, man, and most of them are real babies. So yeah, it kind of hits.
Very sad, heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, so.
But they've got jerseys there, auctions, and I think he's got you just said they got a bulldog, fully bred bulldog for going for auction.
Oh, really?
We got a bulldog,
that is West A.
Yeah. Someone offered a brand new baby, a
little white
bulldog.
What are they worth? 2K or something? Are they?
Probably
worth
more.
like $4,000. They're worth like $4,000.
Jeez, there'd be a dodgy raffle that one.
Everyone
grab the wet one.
Yeah, somehow Ty ended up with it. Yeah, Ty won it.
The winner. Oh my gosh, it's me!
Just to roll off the back of that, obviously it's sad times over in Samoa, but culture, what's that to you guys? Obviously the big thing. I've watched your thing on Player Voice, talk about your tattoo and how you can relate it back to your dad and how it's brought tears to your eyes, and let's touch on that.
Yeah, man. Just being able to represent, that's the biggest thing. And for my family, man.
A lot of people won't know the difference between a Samoa and American Samoa, right?
Yeah, no, I'm American as well, so I'm dual citizen. So my dad was born in Oceanside, California as well. So yeah,
how cool is he?
He's an OG.
You got a bit of Spanish in you too?
Oh yeah.
Nah, I think the Spanish just. I think they just the Spanish just like every other country raped Tocolao or something, and that's where the Pedro came from. But what did you say? You're Spanish?
I'm Spanish.
Espanol.
Sí, papi.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So to go back on culture.
Just representing for my family, man. I like when my family. So a lot of my family's from the States. Dad's like one of 16, so they're all in the States, and when they're all messaging saying like how proud and like what I'm doing for them, and even my family here, like it's still it's very surreal, man, when you're going through and you're when I'm repping on the main stage, bro, and like some of the love and from family, friends, fans, it's even people like saying that I don't know how you like even with the injury, like what I'm going through now, and they're messaging me like saying like that. It's pretty crazy, bro. And
it's such a universal sport, eh? Because we look up to football players here, but if you get a James Tedesco, drag him over to America, everyone's going, bro, who's that?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so many eyes on it. Culture for you got a bit of a mix between you, eh? And you rep both of them pretty hard. So let's touch on that.
Yeah, just I think everyone kind of knows what I am, or sick of what I am already. So I've always been like that. I've kind of rep both my cultures pretty hard since I could remember, probably because that's who I am. You know what I mean? I've come through a lot of troubles for being both, you know.
Is it hard being both when you're I've sort of just seen, remember PNC, the rapper? I remember he talking about being half caste, and he sort of didn't feel like he really identified. And you look at your mix between you two, they're so very, very different, aren't they?
Well, that's what was happening for me during my life, and I kind of got to a point where I was just like, fuck both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, not like that, but it was like, fuck both for teasing me or for giving it to me for what I am.
Is that how you started fighting, or what?
Yeah, it was just more. There's more like that's what I don't. You know, like I couldn't help if I was Samoan. I couldn't help if I was Aboriginal. So I just got to a point where it's like, fuck this. I'm both, and if there's an issue, we can sort it out.
Come knock on the door.
Yeah,
that's more so why we went with the half caste thing as well.
Makes sense, yeah.
It was because it was like.
But also, we've had a lot. You get a lot of slack because half caste. The word half caste is a bad
derogatory
kind of word. A lot of black fellas in Australia is a bad word for. But then in Samoan, you use the word afkasi, which is half caste. That's what you are. Like if you say, "Oh, I'm afkasi, Aboriginal," that's what you are. You know what I mean? Like that's. So it was kind of like Well, I don't know. I've had a few say, these half-cast podcasts are bad. But then it's kind of like, this is what it means for us. So that's what we use.
It doesn't even come up on iTunes because it's a derogatory word. So it comes up with all stars like it's a swear word, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, and there's another one called Half-Cast Podcast. I just found that out. But we're the Half-Cast Podcast, so that's where it's the difference. And
all right, so
we're first. So I think.
But you guys been around for that podcast's been around for a while.
No, we've been around for a while, but we got messages in our last one, and I was like, "Were we?"
What happened?
Someone sent us a message going like, "Oh, there's a Half-Cast Podcast," and I was like, that's all right."
Tell them come.
You want to fight?
Yeah.
Tell them to come. Tell them to come visit you. All right, so where to now for the boys? Obviously, everyone knows what you're going to do with UFC, but outside of that, in terms of business, where do you guys want to do? Like, what do you want to do with the Drink West and all that?
He's back in. He's off Sunday.
Yep.
I'm off next week to the States. So we've got to do our work. We've got to do our fight work. Our fights come first. But we're planning on launching the beer next year.
Early January.
A bit of a party or what?
Oh,
come on.
hello.
It's us. It's us. No,
That's what I do.
Hey.
Oh man,
social coordinator.
we're pretty devastated. It was supposed to be December 6th, I think, but we had to push back. But that'll be good.
We'll work around the fight and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't want to.
Fighting first, and then we've got
everything runs off the back of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing as well. We've got to make sure that we're fighting. Like it's 100% of the fighting.
100%.
And
right. Sorry.
You go.
All right, so a few random questions off. We reached out on Instagram. TNs or ASIC gels?
TNs.
I like ASICs gels though.
Oh, yeah, a bit of a contrast.
I've just always liked ASICs, but
best chicken store out west.
Oh man, Chicken Run, but El Jana. I've been loving El Jana.
Better than Franco's?
Chicken Man Kingswood, baby.
Yeah, that's why I said Chicken Run.
Chicken Man.
Is it
different?
Yeah. Oh,
Chicken Run's.
Oh, on the corner. Chicken Run's mad. Chicken Run's mad, but
come on, man.
Come on, Chicken Run.
Chicken Run is good. Chicken Run's got the best.
That's what I'm saying.
Where is
that's
that?
What I'm saying.
Chicken Run's got the best chips.
Come on, bro.
It's on. Fuck that street. No, something
Chicken Street.
Is it Giggle Henry Mark or Coffee Club?
Oh, Henry Mark, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
Henry Mark.
They're good, it's so nice. I seen you done that thing with Vice and you rocked out to their new. Bro, they're so nice, them too.
Shout out to Soph.
And they've just got a new wine bar called Alan Grammer as well. So
is that open now? Really
bro,
going?
That's another one.
So. Soph and Aaron, yeah.
Not the West taking off.
Bro, don't worry.
We got it all happening, man. But we are going to be the CBD in 10 years.
Do you need a bit of footy side out there or what?
Don't talk about my Panthers like that.
Nah, I played for him. Fucking. Question: what's happening to 1-4?
Oh,
touchy subject. Move on.
No. They're
well, what's happening? Yeah. Well, fuck, it's obvious. Like
they've got 4 and 10, didn't he? He just got.
They're getting shut down due to obviously the police.
James didn't get let into New Zealand.
They don't like being in the songs or whatever. But I think it's wrong. Like I think the boys are just trying to do. Everyone's done something in the past. Everyone. If you keep holding them down like that, then if they don't let them do what they're going to do, they're just going to get more of what they don't want to happen.
Do you reckon they get bigger from it too?
Of course they're going to. They're going to.
It's going to make the appeal to them even bigger.
100%.
I think they're going to be the next NWA, like of this side of the world, and I think they're going to be. Well, other than like me just knowing that, I'm a massive fan. Like I'm like a little fucking bitch boy fan. I
fanboyed them too. I've seen them in Goldie. I love Spinny. Can I get a photo, mate? Can I get a photo?
Man, you know what I mean? I know the boys, but
every time you come into the house, he's on.
Yeah.
We're just getting deliveries. Yeah, bring it here, bro.
What do we got in there?
Should we sign up for?
Yeah. McGregor's next fight. He obviously going against one of your mates.
Cowboy, bro.
Cowboy. You taking him?
Cowboy.
Yeah, doing shoeies out the boot and that. Yeah, so backing him?
No. Well, I am.
Fuck these fucking these things.
Are they rocking you? Are they?
No, he's whatever that means. They make you really
It's the old wordsmith over here. What's the one song that gets you keen to drink?
Fucking any song. Fuck, let's drink. Yeah. Vorteki.
Do you guys have one song or what?
Oh, bro.
I could have picked one song.
I'm more like if like there's two of the boys and then like a third walks in and you kind of like give that little smile. That's enough for me.
Oh, really? That's enough?
I've got an easy arm, man. I get tapped easy.
Condom made of rubber.
Armbud.
You're the twister.
What does that mean?
You're the arm twister.
Fuck if you don't want to have a drink, fuck off then.
The old peer pressure ones, you know.
Get the fuck out of here then.
All right, you're on the 2-day bender, day 2. You got 2 people to call in. Who are you calling in?
No, you got this.
You got to call your two. Call your two.
No, you got
don't
this.
call me because I'm not answering.
Yeah, no, say you two are on the bender. It's day 2. You need to call in 2 people that are fresh to get the party going, or who you calling in?
Oh, fuck, I don't need no party goers. We're already
Just go on the date. Call each other.
Oi, bro, go in the far corner of the room. I'll give you a call. Hey, bro, you're in.
Up to. Do I have to?
Do you want to answer it?
Yeah.
Anyone you want. Give the boys a shout out and that.
I'd have to be Piggy Nems.
Oh.
I'd have to
Bro,
give
there's no way you would be calling him. He'd already be there.
I'd have to give me mate Nems a call on the 2-dayer. And who else?
I don't know. Wade's been pretty good for him lately. Wade's been pretty good for him. Big dumb.
And Walla!
Yeah, Walla, he'd love it. He'd love it.
All right. What was it like when Ty first started dating your sister?
Bro, that was. Have you ever seen the TV show Family Feud?
No, I haven't seen it. Whatever.
The worst one was Isaac. Isaac gave me the worst one. I was sitting out like at his mum's house, and then he walked past and he hadn't seen me. Like it was the first time. We knew each other, and then he walked past and he was like, and looked at me, and he didn't even say a word. He's like.
Trying to do the maths.
And then he just walked up and he's like, why the hell is Ty? And I was like,
what is going on?
Do you want me to get up and give you a hug? I was like, fuck, don't you walk past like that again? Nah, I wouldn't. Then Isaac gave me a hiding. I'm sorry.
All right, last question. You're on death row. What's your last meal?
Oh, bro, I've thought about this.
Booty! Oh. You can't say that with a sister and that.
Bro, he's in jail. He's the booty warrior.
The warden. No. What?
Yeah, last meal, boys. On death row.
I'll probably have to be a fob feed for me.
Yeah, bro. I saw
big
chop
fob
suey.
feed or something.
That joint you went to on Vice?
Yeah, Almalungis. Yeah. Shout out to Almalungis.
Chop suey. And then I'd have like one of those rib lamb. What's those ribs?
Mate, you've thought about this, haven't you?
KFC,
Nah, bro.
I'd have to have a mixture.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like 4 different things. The rib. What's those rib? That
Penifire itself, buffet, the star, done. The star.
Cheap too up there, isn't it?
Yeah, you feed the whole family.
Wagyu steak as well. Got to get the Wagyu in there.
Fuck,
Gee,
you're on death row, cunt.
fancy.
You're not fucking getting all that.
100% you are.
Yeah, I think you do, bro. I think
you get whatever you want.
Yeah, you do, bro. You do.
No,
You get whatever you want. Yeah.
So it's all right. So
He goes, can I get some Wagyu? And he comes in with a minute steak. Yo, here's your Wagyu, bitch.
come in with one of those hammers. On the meat.
All right, boys. Thanks for jumping on. Where can people find you?
In the area.
Online or what? On Instagram?
You knew what you meant, don't you?
I thought you meant I was in the area probably. BAMBAM Tuivasa. Yeah, on all things.
Tyson Pedro on most of the things as well. And the Halfcast podcast. Check us out and follow Drink West if you want the beer.
Yeah, Shay.
All right, boys. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Ciao, brother.